difficult to have a general election, even if there was nobody wanted whatever deal the Prime Minister comes back with, because of course the fixed term Parliament. And I think there'll be a lot of MPs who might say publicly they'd like another general election, but actually in practice do they really want it on both sides? People who are in marginals on both sides. You know, the electorate at the moment is very volatile, and no one can take for granted the electorate's vote and how they're going to vote, no matter what they did in the past. The people's vote wanted a clear vote on a second referendum. They're not going to get that. They're going to get a similar fudge that we've had for some time, and policy really hasn't moved on in terms of the Labour Party. So I'm quite happy on that.
Well, it is picking up momentum, but from the Labour Party's point of view, it's picking up momentum largely in London and places like Canterbury. I don't think it's picking up momentum to any significant extent in places like Wales and the Midlands and the north of England, where there are critical marginal Labour seats. So I think that for the Labour Party to start supporting having another second referendum is a very dangerous course of action. And I think the leadership of the Labour Party realise this, and this is why they've been fighting really hard, and I think successfully, from the resolution that's going to conference, to keep committing the Labour Party to a referendum off the agenda.
Well, we did have a people's vote in 2016, and I don't think any sense that people have actually really changed their minds. They want us to get on with it. The problem about a second referendum, it will just reopen, I think, all the divisions that emerged in 2016, and I don't think that's going to help the country come together. I mean, what I want to see is a reasonable deal that allows us to get on with things, but also concentrate on some of those massive issues of concern that people had around the country when they voted leave, about in those small towns, particularly, you know, in communities like Doncaster and elsewhere, who didn't feel that they were getting a better share of the national wealth that they were entitled to. And, you know, in all this debate, that isn't being discussed as much as it should be.